Testing. Testing. Oh, sorry. I look like a mess. I've been crying, if you can't tell. I tried really hard to hold this together while I was doing my makeup, or this is why I took so long to go live. Because I can't hold it in! Um, Fuck, you guys, this is gonna probably be a short live because I'm probably just gonna cry more, and I don't think you guys want to see that. But I'm sure a lot of you guys heard about the news of Janelle Brown's son, Garrison, passing away of suicide. And I don't think there's like a way to talk about it that's gonna be, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna do this justice, so just know that. But I told myself, I was like, I'm gonna talk about it because, I mean, there's a lot of reasons to talk about it, but I don't know if I'm gonna do Sister Wives reaction content anymore because it feels wrong now. But oh my god, I'm sorry, you guys. I know I didn't know the family, but I can imagine that the pain of losing your child to suicide is probably like the most traumatic and like the worst thing you could ever go through in your life. And then losing your sibling, you know. Ugh. And I think it's I don't want to make it about me in any way because it's not. It has nothing to do with me. But I can't help but feel this this deep like I don't know. I wanted to kind of talk about my struggles with this same issue, but I don't want to take it off of the spotlight, you know, and like put it on me and like talk about my struggles and stuff, but I do want to talk about, you know, suicide and anyone struggling with suicide because I was someone in the same boat. And it was when I was in the order, and I've talked about it a lot. And I really thought that suicide was probably going to be the only way out. There was a point where I really thought that. And it was after my dad, and I've told this multiple times, but I'm going to say it again, just because I feel like I need to talk about this. My, I told my dad that I wanted to leave the order. This is after they were trying to force me to marry my cousin. And he had told me that, and I was adamant. I was like, I'm gonna leave the order. He knew how I felt. I was fighting. I didn't want to go to church. I was held down and beaten to go to church after I was fighting. And I told him, I was like, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna leave. And he told me, he said exact words were, I would rather die than leave the order, and I hope you feel the same. And I took that as, you should kill yourself. And the reason I'm saying this is I feel like I just wish people would talk about it more, you know? I'm sure that there was probably a lot of people that didn't know that he was struggling, and I wish that people would just be able to, there wasn't such a stigma on talking about it. And I even didn't talk about it for years afterwards. My own sisters didn't know that I was struggling like that. And I put the suicide prevention hotline down below, and I personally know someone who called it and got a lot of help from it. It's not just a hotline that's like, oh, don't kill yourself, you know. The person that called them, they actually got information to be able to get them out of the situation that they were in. So it's a really good thing, but anyway, I don't even know like how to talk about this in a way that's, you know, Yeah. Yeah, 988 is in the US. That's true, Emily. Maybe I can look up. I forgot that we have other countries watching us. I can look up and put that information down below as well. Uh, um, I just didn't want to do a live and not address this, you know? I felt like it was really like wrong to not address this, and it's been heavy on my mind, obviously. There was a suicide in the order as well. I'm not going to speak for, you know, Garrison, because I don't know why he, I'm not him. But the suicide in the order of the young girl named Rachel, she had tried to get out and made police reports on trying, like, she was getting abused. Police reports were made, and they sent her back to her abusive home, and then she ended up committing suicide. And I can only imagine that anyone who decides to do that, they feel like there's no other way out. And I just wish that we could talk about it in a way that, you know, makes people feel seen and heard. Because when I was going through it, there's no way I was going to talk about it to anyone. And it's such a, especially in these, like, I mean, I don't know about Cody Brown's family, but in these, like, religious polygamous groups, the ones that I've seen and been around, suicide is such a, like, it's such a terrible thing to even talk about. Rachel, the girl in the order who committed suicide, her dad didn't even want to give her a gravestone. He didn't want to acknowledge because she committed murder. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, there needs to be more awareness on it, and there needs to be less shame on it. Because people that are going through that are already feeling alone and isolated, and we're stigmatizing, you know, depression and suicide to the point where no one feels like they can even come out and talk about it. And I feel like that's going to just push them more, you know, over the edge. So it's even hard for me to talk about my story. Like, but I really feel like with everything that I've talked about and just kept communicating and talking over and over and over, I've been able to resolve in my own life. And I think that that's the answer, is to just keep talking about it until we get a resolution, you know? Make it less uncomfortable to talk about, make it less stigmatized. Anyway. I almost feel guilty that I'm crying for someone that I didn't even, like, know. Like, oh, why are you crying? You didn't even know him. You know, I keep being like that to myself, like, hey, you can't. But it's like, I'm allowed to have a fucking heart. Anyway. Talking helps process. Oh. I don't want to just cry on camera all night. So I might go, because I don't want to be just like a downer. But I think it really is like bringing stuff up for me. Oh, I'm gonna have to go, you guys. I did not think I was gonna cry like this. But I will put the suicide prevention hotlines for the other countries, not just the US, but of the countries that I know that we have viewers on. Because you never know, you really don't ever know who's struggling with it, because it's such a, like, taboo subject. So I encourage anyone watching today that is struggling with that to, I know it feels weird to call, but it's a discreet, like, they're not going to tell anyone. If you're too afraid to talk to a friend about it, if you don't have a friend to talk to about it, or a family member, then I suggest trying calling. Anyway. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for watching me cry for 10 minutes straight. And I will see you guys tomorrow on Patreon. Oh my god, sorry. Okay. Casey says it's not whether you knew him personally, it's about having compassion for others or what they went through and how it reminds you of the times you yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go. Please talk it out. Don't go. I feel like I already really did, and I don't wanna make Garrison's story about me in any way. Like, this is, you know what I mean? I feel guilt kind of like bringing up my struggles with suicide. I don't know why. I feel so like, oh, that's not my place to be like, oh, this happened. But guess what? You know what I mean? So maybe I'll save it for another day to talk about like what I went through. But and a day where I'm just not crying, you know. I really do appreciate you guys being here, though. You guys are so sweet. Go hug the doggy. Yeah, I am going to go hug the doggy. I think I'm going to go be with Cammie and Rachel, too, tonight. So that will help. It really just makes you think, too, like, I don't know. I'm just going to go hug my sisters. Because you really don't know how much people are. I think that people only share, like, so little about what's really going on, you know? So go hug your loved ones, and if you're struggling, please call the number down below or talk to a close friend about it. Anyways, I'm gonna go before I start snotting everywhere. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys on Patreon tomorrow. Okay, bye.